What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Your host Rob here, back. It's been a little while, but I'm joined by Cilla Raie. Cilla like Cilla Black, and Raie but with a IE, innit? I know, you've heard it, don't worry. I know, this is easier to remember, right? So you remember, but
Cilla Raie.
Cilla Raie, yeah. How are you doing today, alright?
I'm good. Energetic. It's
Yeah.
a good day. Release day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is it been all go?
Yeah. It's just, do you know what? It's just been go today.
Yeah.
There's so many other things to do, but obviously I'm here today.
Yeah.
Chatting to everyone, so.
Yeah.
And I don't mind this. I love this part of the job.
Good job,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
That's it. How's your year been so far? We're new into the year, so.
Just busy, working really, trying to get this whole release under the way. My project is done, so I spent all of January pretty much just recording for that specific thing. That's going to come out in the summer. So yeah, just been working, prepping all the, everything behind the release and all of that. Getting the pictures done, the videos done, so many things. And I got my child.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're a boy or girl?
Boy.
That's four, man.
So,
Damn.
yeah, busy.
I like kids. Kids are like little people, right?
Yes.
They're like little people, man. They're fun.
Super funny as well.
Fun.
So.
Yeah, I like it when they don't talk, because I just talk to them and they just look at me like I'm crazy.
Right, like,
they're like, yeah?
What?
I know. My friend's not long had a baby, you see.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really nice. So I just sit him there, I'm like, you alright, mate? And he just looks at me like this. I'm like, yeah. Cool. Anyway, moving on, as I was saying. So they're fun, man. They're fun, man. I gotta get me one of them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fun until they start actually talking, and then they don't shut up.
Yeah, but then they don't want the smoke, really, do they? They don't really want the smoke. They don't want it, man. I got all day. Day. So it's going to be a busy year for you, because you said, like you said, all lined up, ready to go. Already got summer planned, which is good.
Yeah.
Hot girl summer, city girl summer coming soon. Fantastic.
Something like that.
Yeah, all ready to go. And of course, your last EP did really well.
Yes.
Second in UK music, R&B.
Yes, charted number 2.
Number 2.
Got a lot of love. Did a lot of press for that. Did a show specifically for that in November last year. So it was, to be honest, it was more than what I expected. I don't go into this with any expectation anymore. The quickest way to break a heart.
Yeah. So do you think that played a big part in it?
Yes.
The run up, the promo, how you executed it?
Yeah.
Because you have a degree in music business, right? Music business management.
Yes.
But then also PR.
Yes.
So do you think all of that goes into...
Yeah, it does. Well, fundamentally, I'm an independent artist, number 1.
Yeah.
So I'm in a situation where, I have to find the right people to work with me. And I say with me as in we all work together. So everybody brings their own expertise and, pushes out the campaign in that sort of way. Like, there's a lot. It's fine. There's a lot I have experience in as far as PR and just that whole thing. So that definitely plays a part, because I know what's being done and know how it should be done. So yeah, it basically plays a big part.
What classifies as the right people? You said the right people, having the right people on board.
The right people, the people that work well with my genre. We're talking about UK R&B. That's a whole different conversation, but we're talking about UK R&B specifically, who know how to push that, who have the right connections, who just know how to work with it. Do you know what I'm saying? And then also me as an artist, who say for instance, if I'm going to hire PR, that PR person has to know how to work with R&B, UK R&B specifically, and have the right connections and know the right people. What's the biggest difference there
with UK R&B and say more of a general artist?
There's not really too much of a difference. I mean, if we're talking about UK R&B, in the UK, we don't have a lot of, tailored platforms for UK R&B. As everybody knows, it's quite hard to break as a UK R&B artist. There's so many conversations around it. But I think just knowing how to approach a UK R&B release and make it as visible as possible with the right connection.
You know what's funny is I speak to a lot of R&B artists, and one in particular was saying to me that she's like open up for, say, Boyz II Men and Shanti and Genuine and all these people.
Right.
And I was looking, I was like, that's crazy. She told me a funny story. She went to Brian McKnight's house and played the piano and stuff. So it's mad.
Right.
So, and the feedback I got from her was that the American artists, the American R&B artists especially, seem to really, really support R&B. And in the UK, that's not really the case. There are R&B platforms, I believe. For example, I see your DJ Ace, One Extra, that was beautiful, love that.
Yeah.
Nadia J is another one who champions for R&B.
Yeah.
But why is there still such a disconnect?
There's various different reasons, from my opinion, because everybody has their own opinion.
Sure.
Just not enough platforms dedicated to it that are, like, say for instance, we don't have a Link Up TV or a Grand Daily sort of thing for us. Does that make sense? We don't have a major platform that's specifically for R&B, even though those platforms do post up some R&B here and there, but they're still predominantly like drill, grime, and all of that. We don't have that. And then on top of that, I feel like collaboration-wise, I feel like there needs to be a lot more collaborations amongst the artists, like coming
the
together.
genre or just
As a genre, like coming together, having different artists come together and just work together and just be in the mix a bit more. It's still a little bit like, you know,
disjointed.
Yeah, and I think that's what I can understand with the artists that you had, as far as like how they, you know, how they are in America versus here. Because I've been to America before, I've worked out there before, and it is totally the vibe is different.
Well, a lot of the feedback I'm getting is they're like, if you're good and they like you, that's it.
Yeah.
But over here, it's more about the clout. They're always trying
more about it's
clout and connections. The two C's.
In a way, it's very
Industry.
cliquey.
Yeah, for sure.
As in, like, if you're not in that circle, then you got to find a way to make your way in the circle type of thing. Whereas in America, they're just a lot more open. It's like, oh yeah, oh my God, yeah, come to the studio.
Yeah.
They're just so much more open. There's major producers like in America who I've been in the same room as, because they're just cool with like that. They just be like, yeah, just come in the room, sit in the session, vibe out, and they're alright with that. Down here, you can't necessarily do that.
No?
You can't really do that. So, but that's just my experience.
No, but I'm hearing this more and more and more. But also I'm hearing this because, especially, I don't know specifically about the females, when it comes to the males, there seems to be a lot of talk of people getting in their feelings because, you know, you R&B dons are all about your feelings. So all of them are very much like, even when you think about it, when big R&B artists come to the UK, they all, US artists come to the UK, they usually have an R&B UK artist open for them.
Yeah.
But that's not really running the other way around, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Nice.
That's true. It's crazy. I just feel like, you know what, in comparison to maybe 4 or 5 years ago, at least there's talk right now. As in, like, people are actively trying to do little bits and pieces here and there to just bring awareness of UK R&B. Some don't even like the term UK R&B, because what's UK R&B? It's not a genre, is it? It's not a genre. It's just you're an R&B artist in the UK, but R&B is R&B. Do you know what I'm saying? But
do you agree with that?
Yeah. Because then it's like pigeonhole. I'm just here, like, I'm an R&B artist, period. If I go to the States, I'm an R&B artist, period. If I go elsewhere, I'm an R&B artist, period. I'm not just UK R&B. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a bit peak for you, man, isn't it? Really, at the minute.
I mean, you know what? Like, this is why you gotta just grind, get out there, do as much as you can, because no one else is gonna do it for you. So you just gotta find a way.
Talk to me about this PR and this business management and how that come about and that coincides with your music.
Okay, so with PR,
is it you just don't trust no one and you thought, let me just get all the information I need myself, and then just. Because we mentioned clicky, and it's clicky in every field, you know, even presenting, even so.
To begin with, the reason why I pursued those degrees is because I just genuinely really just wanted to learn about the business. With music business management, it's an overall thing. So, you know, you learn about marketing, your contracts, your, different laws and different marketing aspects, like various different things. But I just genuinely wanted to be in the know, because I'm a bit of a control freak. Not all the way, but a little bit of a control freak.
Yeah.
And I just like to know, like, what's going on? What are we doing? How is that working? Is it working? Is it not working? Like, I like strategizing. So that was the main reason why I did it. Number one, it costs a lot to hire PR. And in the beginning stages of your career, I don't feel like you need to necessarily have one, because the money could be better spent on more important things. I think when you're getting into that bubbling level, then great, hire PR and get your name out there. And it's, but in the beginning, I just knew that we had to do it ourselves, and part of doing it ourselves was knowing how to do it. And when I say ourselves, I mean me and my manager Cilla Raie. We work, side by side, and we just figure it out. And I learned so much from him too. So, yeah. that's how it kind of coincides. So I kind of built my connects. So that's like the most important thing. I just built my own foundational people who I know, like, I can personally hit up myself and be like, oh, I've got this record coming out, can we play it on your show? And they'll be like, totally fine. You know, I don't have to go through someone to get to that person. So, you know, I have my own leverage basically. Because if I didn't have it, or say for instance I'm in a situation where like a major label doing all these things are happening, but then once you come out of that deal, then it's like, then what? I don't have none of these connects. Nobody knows me personally. You know, it works. It favors.
No, I hear that. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So, UK R&B, US R&B as a genre, you guys are really known for, you know, the self-love,
Yeah.
breakups, getting back together, all this kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
what is your opinion on the influence of love and relationships in the genre of R&B? And are you pouring your heart out into the pen, as they say?
Right. I mean, to me personally, that's just part of what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. I mean, I've always written love songs and relationship songs from the very beginning. And there's a lot of things that I've been through personally, but I don't mind expressing it that way and writing my songs in that way and making my music all about love and relationships, because to be honest, it's a universal topic anyway. Like, it's something everybody experiences. So,
But everyone has different versions of what love is. So what is your version of love? If you could summarize it.
My version of love is just when you just accept the person for how they are and you grow with them. And you grow with them as time goes on and you evolve with them, because we don't stay the same forever. So if you accept that person now, you'll accept that eventually there'll be a different person later on and you'll be okay with that and grow with them. No? I don't want to say unconditional because...
You want to know my opinion? You know, my opinion? I think... you know what it is? You ever been married? When you get married, it's that people go into relationships or marriages and they think that person's going to change, but they're not. Like, men go into it saying, oh yeah, like, I think she's going to change, and women expect it to change. It's all about change.
But
you're supposed to develop, you're not supposed to change.
But some do though. But when you go into a relationship, you don't know, innit? You don't know. You can't predict the future, whether somebody's going to change or whether they're not. Hence why I say
that's how you waste a lot of time. Expecting someone to change and knowing that they're never going to change. Especially at that age bracket, depending on what their age bracket is.
Right.
If someone's 17, there's room for them to improve. But
Right.
if you're 35, your habits are pretty set to how they are. You're not going to change completely. You're not going to have a
You're not going to change completely. But I feel like you have to be okay with that, with whatever outcome. And that's when you know when you love somebody, because it's like, okay, whether you change or not, I still want to be committed in that relationship. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's what love is. Whether you change or not, I still want to be committed to you, and I will work with you, whichever way it goes. Right?
So some of the messages you put across definitely are the kind of self-love.
Yeah.
That comes up a lot. Self-love, reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to self-love and manifestations, which I heard you say,
I'm big on that.
let's start with self-love. Do you believe self-improvement has to be part of self-love? That's one thing. And the second thing is, do you believe manifestations is enough without action?
Self-improvement with self-love, yes, because essentially you always want to better yourself, you always want to, improve, you always want constantly evolving, constantly growing, so that just comes with it, that's just a part of it. Manifestation, with or without action, did you say?
Yeah.
Put it this way, you can't sit there and expect stuff to happen.
You say that, but I've had some conversations with people who I won't mention, who are like, I'm manifesting stuff out into the universe. I'm like, cool, so what are you doing? Yeah, but I'm sending out good vibes. Sending good vibes. That's cool, and I'm good all for that. But, my theory is do the work, innit, regardless. So just do the work regardless. But some people think sending it out without taking any actions will get them the results that they want, and life don't work like that.
No, it doesn't. I agree with that. I feel like you have to at least be putting in some sort of effort, because the saying, what what you reap, you shall sow.
Yeah, what you put in, you get out.
Right. That's the concept. So you have to put in at least some type of action. And then on top of that, I think people forget that when you manifest, you have to manifest, put it out there and let it go and get on with your life. Because when you place too much emphasis on it, like, oh, it has to happen, it just starts to feel tense. And I don't feel like manifestation works that way. I feel like you have to set your intentions, put it out there, and then let it go and just let it flow. Because universal laws, manifestation is all about flow, right?
So do you believe in that stuff like the book The Secret?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
I do.
That's a bit mad to me.
It's mad, yeah, but I only say that because of my own personal experiences. So, and there's a lot that I feel like I manifest, especially last year.
Why last year? Why last year?
Because it was an amazing year for me, and I feel like there's a lot of things that happened that I never would have thought in a million years would have happened, and it did. You know, and I have my own little things that I do when it comes to, I don't know if you're deep in it like that, but you know, like the full moon and the new moon period, when it comes around and you do your written manifestations and your journaling. All last year, that's what I was doing. I was journaling every full moon, every new moon, setting my intentions, and a lot of the stuff I put down, it happened. It happened.
So you believe in horoscopes and stuff as well, I guess. And stones. Is it stones? What's the stones?
Yeah, crystals.
Sorry.
Yeah, to some degree.
And tarot cards.
Yeah, to some
I can't lie. People, when they say the tarot cards, I'm thinking witch, man. Straight up witch, man.
No, not like that. I think, do you know what? You see, with those things there, just be mindful, because it can serve as like a general map, but it doesn't necessarily has to happen, if that makes sense. Like, it's just like a generalization of this could potentially, it's like a prediction, right? But we can always change the course of what happens. So, you know, a tarot card may say like something might happen tomorrow evening, but then you might do something in the morning that might deter you from tomorrow evening. Yeah. Does that make sense? It's a guide.
Well,
don't take it literally.
As the city boy says, the Tinder swindler, you know, every action has a reaction, isn't it? Really, every action has a reaction, man. So the single's out now, of course. Longtime. Longtime's out now. You had a good year last year. This year is pretty much already done. Half the year's already done.
Yeah.
What do you see for your future in regards to more collaborations? Because I noticed actually about you, there is a couple of videos, but I don't see a lot of visuals.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What's gonna up the visual level, or what's going on?
In hindsight, right, with the way everything moved, so I started releasing in 2014, my first EP. After that, I pretty much kind of put music out, had Masterpiece out, had one single out, then I had my son. Then I broke away from doing music for like 3 years or so.
Has being a mum affected what you write about in any kind of way, or just your mindset in regards to music? Not in regards to sort of personal day-to-day stuff, but in regards to that.
Yes and no. I feel like I still would write about the same things I probably would have prior to him, but then also in some senses I feel like when it comes to, aside from love songs and all of that, when it comes to talking about real life stuff, yeah, I think I'm a lot more able to get a bit more vulnerable now, because I wasn't before. I don't know, having a child really does change you.
Sounds a bit mad. I have to allow that, man. I'm kind of perfect how I am.
When you have a child, it will, your whole being will just change, and I think it allowed me to be a lot more vulnerable and just express myself without fear. Because I think before I used to have a lot of fear of like judgment, or no, let me not say this, or let me not say that, or let me not do that, and it kind of kept me held back a bit. But since having them, I just feel like, you know what, the sky's the limit, let me say whatever the hell I want to say. So that's what it's kind of...
It's a good way to get cancelled though, isn't it? Saying whatever you want to say.
I mean, I'm still sensible, but like, I would just really express myself way more than I used to. So it has changed me. So in regards to the videos, So with the situations and then having him and kind of not having time, because I had a song called I Ain't Got Time that had Double S, CK and another artist that we actually did shoot the video for. But because I fell pregnant halfway, basically in the middle of it, we didn't get to complete it. And then obviously by the time I'd had my son, it was just, the time just lagged way too far. I know, you can't really put time on certain songs and stuff, but it just lagged way too far, so we let that one go. And I said to myself, you know what? This time around, I want to put more focus on the visuals and stuff. Hence why we went into the funding aspect and worked with Arts England and National Lottery. This time around, it's helped musicians and mobile awards that are funding the project and campaign. And that's now allowed me to actually have my money aside to pay for my videos.
Oh, nice.
That stuff. So with Longtime, it's actually, I would consider my best video so far. So that's coming next week.
But the visuals,
Yes.
the audio's out now, obviously.
The audio's
all
out
streaming
now.
services.
But as far as like the visual and the music video itself, the best I've done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's your view on the streaming service? Because I speak to a lot of artists, and some of them are like, is it good? Because you know about Kanye West and he moved it into that streaming service, it's this amount, but you get 100% of the profits. Do you have any thoughts on that? Do you think there's another direction going through? Or just bang on all the platforms and then a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there kind of thing?
Do you know what? Essentially, having your music on the streaming platform does what it does. You get the outreach of people, you can hit millions of people, etc., etc. But I think from an artist perspective, not from like a business perspective, I don't like trying to place too much of my focus on that, because essentially everything's about numbers, isn't it? Especially like if we're talking return of investment and money in general, like everything's about getting your numbers up and making sure you're hitting those millions and those 100,000s and stuff like that. Like, from an artist perspective, I don't like to focus on it too much, because I feel like it just starts taking away from the essence of what I'm doing, and it just starts putting too much pressure. And me personally, when I start feeling like I have too much pressure, I don't enjoy it.
Pressure makes diamonds though.
Yes, it does, but when you're independent artist, I'm talking specifically independent, when you're with like a label, a major label, it's different, because you have loads of people around working for you, so you don't necessarily have to focus on certain areas. But as an independent artist, because I wear so many hats and I have to oversee quite a lot, it's like the last thing that I want to yeah. Obviously, I feel like if something isn't working, then we find a way to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Because there might be certain areas. Every artist is different, and some artists might be terrible with streaming but great with live, like shows and selling out and selling tickets and whatnot. Or some might be great with radio and terrible with streaming. Like everyone's different, so you just got.
It's just all the avenues, isn't it? As an artist, you want to cover every single avenue you can,
Exactly.
and then those are which are the best for you. You focus on those, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I know an artist I'm thinking of now, and he does a lot of shows. But the problem with that is he does the same shows essentially in the same kind of venues, same people, same events, same thing. It just doesn't really thing.
Right.
So that's I ain't his manager, so boy.
Well, I mean, it's like essentially if you're just doing the same thing over and over, you're not finding room to grow elsewhere, or you're not branching out into other places that you might potentially pick up an audience from.
Yeah.
So
where are you branching out to for the rest of the year?
So for the rest of the year, I actually have a show coming up that should be in May. So
Okay.
it's a little bit like a headliner type show, not all the way, but I'm doing a long set, so I've got a show coming up. Obviously all the singles and the campaigns and all of that, the visuals, which has been my main focus this time around. And another thing with that as well, I feel like visuals come over time as you start getting to know yourself better.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So
as far
is
as
that the quality or the direction?
the
or
direction,
Okay.
your branding, how you want to look, how you want to present yourself, how you want to come across and stuff like that. And I feel like prior, I'll say about like Masterpiece, the early release days, it was still a bit of a phase. Because before that, I'd gone through so many different managements where different people are telling you, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to go that way, I'm going to do this and do that. And then you kind of get lost. And at that time, I was still 19, 20. still trying to figure it out. So I just didn't really know like what I was doing with myself, image wise and branding wise, and a lot of time I didn't like it. I was like, oh, I don't like this, or we shoot video and then the direction of it would just not be what I wanted, and over time, it's like only now I feel like I've truly started to find my style.
That's why it's going to come out. When Longtime comes out on video, that's why it's going to be high level.
Yeah.
You found yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's you know, baby steps, growth. Yeah.
You mentioned working with CK, great artist, Double S as well.
Yeah.
Is there any artists that you want to work with in the future? If you had that unlimited phone book as well with artists from across the way, who would you be calling?
Anywhere in the world?
Anywhere in the world.
Oh.
You only get 3 though, choose 3.
Okay, Victoria Monet. So she's a US artist.
Yeah. Not supporting the UK R&B, no?
No.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I was going to get to that though. I was going to say Ella May.
Okay. Well, you know, she grew up in America.
Yeah.
She spent like her prime teenage years discovering music in America. But anyway.
The debate goes on. So yeah, Victoria Monet, Ella May, and a male artist that I actually really want to work with. Shaka.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
That fits.
As you know, as a starting point, those are the 3.
I need to ask you a question about that. It's not about that, but it's just something that went off in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, not just as an R&B artist or anything like that, just as an artist in general who's a female, do you think there's any difference in treatment to compare to other male artists, regardless of genre?
Yeah.
What are the biggest things that you've noticed?
I would say like behind the scenes. So when I used to be in and out of like loads of sessions doing not only just like art stuff but writing camps and being a songwriter, I don't necessarily outright say it, but it's like feeling like the outcast in the room.
Oh really? What, whilst doing it or
Yeah, it's like feeling as though you know, I got kind of, my light is dimmed a bit, or I'm not taken as seriously, or kind of like not at the full. It's like if I have an idea, it's like, okay, yes, it's nice, but we'll go with this idea instead, and that kind of vibe.
Okay, so let me ask you a follow-up question for that one.
Yeah.
So do you feel that if you was knowing how women are and your own personal interactions with women, do you feel that if you were in a room full of women, you'd be taken as seriously or more seriously?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You don't think that? I
only disagree with that because I know how women hate each other. Women hate other women. It's a bit more competitive than it's ever going to be with if you're in a studio full of male artists, they're not going to feel the same level of competition from yourself as an artist, as female artist, as they were if it was another male.
Well,
but that being said, like I said, women are naturally more competitive with other women.
They are, but then on the flip side, I feel like
I don't know. So I just don't imagine them being there. Oh, you know how you see the videos. The guys like, that's sick, man. It's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a bang. I just don't see women standing around another woman. That's gonna be sick. Oh my days, you're so sick. You're so sick. I just don't see it.
Really?
Don't see it.
But I've been in settings like that with women who are very much showing, like, encouraged like that, who are very much show, like, they're just vibes.
Is it? And that happens all the time?
Experience. Yeah, pretty much. Because there's a bit more of an understanding. I don't know, everyone's experience is different. Yeah. Maybe someone else has had a not so great experience with a group of women, but with me so far in the industry, it's been nice because we understand how hard it is for women. From the women I've worked with, we understand how hard it is, and we understand that we might not necessarily get the same type of equality that a man might get.
So, if you could change anything regarding this topic to make it more of an even playing field, how would you go about doing that? And you had unlimited money, unlimited resources, everything else.
Yeah.
Because, sorry, go on.
I think I would probably. One, I would create more creative spaces for women because we don't have enough. And number 2, I think I would probably have. So, say for instance, if there is a writing camp or some sort of recording studio or session or whatever it is, I would try and make it an equal mix of people in the room. So it's not just 80% male and then 20% female. We'll make it 50-50. So we'll make sure we have women in the room and we have men in the room at the same time. And just trying to make it as fair as balanced and as equal as possible. So that But I would also create more creative spaces for women because I don't feel like we have enough.
So out of your team, how many of them are women?
So as far as everyone working with me right now, which is probably about 8-9 people, I'd say about 5.
Okay, so half.
So there's more women now.
Was that a subconscious decision or an
No,
intelligent
it actually wasn't, you know. It actually wasn't. It just happened to be like that, which I'm actually kind of glad. I'm actually kind of glad. I didn't
Yeah, we prove your point. Yeah. You didn't be like, oh no, 2 women out of 10. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, and I chose them specifically because of their experience, and I knew that
which everyone should.
Yeah, and they're badass women that are working really hard and they're actually doing their thing. So naturally, yeah.
So naturally, I don't know. I don't see gender, but I've worked with men, I've worked with women, I've worked with young, I've worked with old people, and there's always similarities though.
Yeah.
When it comes to things that we are different people.
Yeah, we are.
You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what's happening anywhere in the world, we're still different, innit? Like for thousands of years we've been different, innit?
Yeah. I mean, this is why there's this big gender war right now, men versus women and that. But
it's to keep us apart, man. It's to keep us apart, man.
But it's not doing us any favours, man.
Listen, let me not get into this topic, right?
Yeah, that's a whole...
I'm gonna just be straight up cancelled, innit?
Yeah.
Maybe when the camera's off. So, everyone should go and grab it now. Longtime is out on all digital platforms. I've seen about 10 digital platforms that was on Open It Up, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Everything. Tidal, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music.
Everything.
Like, everything.
There's more as well. It wasn't on there.
Those are ones on there. Right. I use Spotify anyway, Spotify playlist.
Right, Spotify.
Which you were the cover of, if I remember correctly.
Was I?
Yeah, I think you was the cover of, pink background, I remember specifically.
I might have been.
I think you were, because, you know.
So
I like to, you know, share, make it fair across the board. So that's my way of doing it. Who's the best? But to be fair, it was usually because I think 3 or 4 of your songs made the playlist. So if you have more of 3 songs, I make you the cover. That's my little rule,
No, do you know what? So much is happening. Sometimes it's like, oh, that happened. Oh, wait. But yeah, I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. Thank you.
It's alright. It's a lot, man. Yes. Brilliant. No, but thank you very much for your time as always, guys. Make sure you have subscribed to this video. Make sure you've liked, dropped a comment underneath. It's your host Rob, Cilla Raie. Thank you very much.
Thank you.